You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
We about to get started. We about to get started, y'all. We about to get started. I'm over here. Honestly, someone just called me real quick, and I'm gonna be like off the phone with them in like 30, 45 seconds. So I'll be back with y'all like in like less than 1 minute. Can y'all hear? Here we go.
You're listening to Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
All right, we good. Y'all know I'm a hustling ass nigga. I run these apartment buildings too, so when you run apartment buildings, anything can happen at any time. And I have a lot of shit going on. So I was like, I was gonna go live at 10. And then I was like, oh shit, I got that plumber coming to Unit C. Then I was gonna go live at 11. And I got somebody that called me they want a cardiology reading. And I'm like, go to my website. My website has everything. Well, you can't rush people off the phone. And salute to the caller. Go ahead and book your cardology reading at breakthroughcards.com. Then I'm about to go live at 12. As soon as I'm about to go live at 12, the plumber that was supposed to be coming at 10 tell me they ain't coming till 2. So y'all got me at 2 o'clock. As the latest, I got to get up out of here because I got some building shit to do. But yeah, thank y'all for joining. And y'all know what I do here. I talk about some stuff going on in the media and relate that back to life. For those of you who may be new to the channel, I don't give a fuck about none of these celebrities I talk about. I had no clue, full disclosure. If you talked to me this time last week, I had no clue who Josaline Hernandez was. She only came on my radar like when I saw an Instagram clip of her on Drink Champs. And she was talking about, claiming her black side and how proud she was of that. Then I saw another clip of her and Amber Rose fighting over the weekend. I'm up in Lake Tahoe smoking a blunt, looking at nature and looking at Instagram clips of her calling out Amber Rose over not wanting to be white. And then the other night, Sunday night, I see her again whooping on some other chick, beating the dog shit out of somebody. Titties flopping out and every goddamn thing. So, I saw that fight like 15 times. So I'm like, God damn, who the fuck is this? And so, I was like, let me see what's going on. Let me dig a little deeper. And because usually when people, the way I look at things, the way I look at life, when people come across my radar, when stories keep coming up, there's a bigger story to tell that's going on. And the story to tell isn't necessarily about the person, more so about some societal issues. So today, I'm going to use Josaline Hernandez as a canvas to racial classification and as a canvas to how race is categorized in America and how we get down and how people play this game of racial hopscotch. And I'm only doing this, the reason why I'm doing this is because we need to see what's going on, because as I was reading through my Twitter feed and a lot of people who were mad at me for putting this up there and all that stuff, I really see that there are still a lot of black people that are very naive about race. You dig? So, yeah. So we're going to be using Hernandez as a canvas to some other shit going on. All right, cool. I found the link. I was looking out through YouTube. The reason I'm doing this on my computer today because I want y'all to follow along with me. And salute to Slauson Girl. I'm gonna interview her next month. Slauson Girl, she has a media channel here in LA where she's really always pointing out what's going on in LA, and I really salute that sister. She's real grassroots media. She has a really big Instagram profile. So if y'all not following Slauson Girl, she's really good at keeping us in the know as to what's going on with a lot of different issues related to not only Los Angeles, but just related to what's going on in America and in Black America. So salute to Slauson Girl. If y'all not following her, please follow her. So yeah, but salute to everybody in the chat room. What's up, C Diggs, Jaren 215, Boris? Thank y'all. I apologize for a lot of the freezing that was going on yesterday on my shit. I think I fixed half of the issue. I use a software called Ecamm. Some people use software called OBS. I use a software called Ecamm, and my software was 2 versions out of date. Ecamm, y'all got to do better because they don't work through the app store where you get your automatic updates. I'm used to everything else getting the automatic update. No, you got to go to actual Ecamm's website and go ahead and download the new version and find your old. It's a lot of shit. So I fixed some of my freezing issues. I still have other freezing issues going on, so please bear with me if I happen to freeze. I think that may be through my audio interface. I have a lot of plugins on here that I've been realizing that a lot of these plugins that work with your podcasting, they don't automatically update. And it's like 5 plugins I use to make this shit run smoothly on my computer. It's crazy. I invest all this shit in my computer, and I'll be doing, in half of the goddamn lives, I'll be on my porch smoking a blunt in the dark. I'm backwards, y'all. I'm backwards. I already do have a nice in-home studio. Lighting, I have good lighting, I have good cameras. I got all this shit. I got a dope-ass Shure mic. Nigga, I got a lot of good shit up in here, but I'll be sitting on my porch smoking a blunt. And then it'd be funny because it's always somebody that be in the comments, you need to invest in the studio. I don't like it. What's wrong? Why don't you show your face? I don't show my face because I'm high, bitch. You know what it's like to have bright ass camera lights in your eyes when you just finished smoking a bleezy? And I think best, and my mind operates best when I'm high. When I'm smoking a blunt, when I'm talking to y'all. I could do it sober. I've done plenty of these shows sober, but why? I work from home. I don't have a boss. I prefer talking to you niggas high. It's the only way I can. Hell, me being high is the only way I can tolerate some of y'all bullshit ass comments. Sometimes I'll be looking at the comment section. Most of the time, y'all be on point in the comment section. But every now and again, I'll look at the comment section and I'll be like, who hurt this nigga in the comment section? Like, why are you so mad? Jesus. And me being high helps me take it in a laughing way, you know? Versus if I wasn't high, I'll probably say something that's going to make you sleep real bad tonight. You dig? But we about to get into this. Thank y'all for joining. Oh yeah, and also we do have 10% off. The sale is still going on through Black Music Month at DewanB.com. We have everything related to the Black American family tree, the music family tree, 10% off. 10% off. You can go to DewanB.com. Ah, shit. Yep, that's what it was. Plug in. There's the new thing that I got. The plug-in ain't the plugins aren't up to date, so it might be minor freezing or some shit like that, because I got a fuck ton of plugins I gotta update. Anyway, go to the shop right now. Everything related to the Black American music tree is 10% off for Black Music Month. This is Black Music Month, June, where we have pride. And this is our Pride Month. Pride in the accomplishment of Black American musicians, singers, poets, stand-up comedians. I have it all documented on my tree that I created. You can get a framed one right now sent to you. And what do you get? You get history on a poster. Something that you can hang on your wall. And every time somebody comes over the house, every time your children hear a new sound, oh yeah, I have some Black parents out there that their children are into K-pop. I'll be like, oh, your kids are into K-pop? Well, look at this. K-pop is right here on our tree. Where does K-pop come from? Oh, it comes through pop. It comes down through crossover pop, which comes down through rhythm and blues, which comes down through Motown. And you get to see how the lineage of our music has branched out and impressed and changed the world. It's not just hip hop. We created all this shit from G-Funk to punk rock, to rockabilly blues, to bebop, to trance, EDM, and then get all the other merch too and all that shit. All right? Ain't? And then you can see all my other websites on this website. You can get to breakthroughcards.com from here if you want to book your own reading. You can get there from DewanB.com. You know what I mean? If you want to learn more about my IEPs and stuff like that, you can go there. You can go to my courses. You can come to hotepish.com. And if you ever want to know what I'm doing live, all my shows be right here on the website, yada, 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 yada. Anyway, let's get into it. So, salute to Slauson Girl. This is when Josaline Hernandez came to my radar. When I was going through Twitter last week, so June 4th, this is the day I found out so it wasn't last week I knew who she was. So June 4th is the day I discovered Josaline Hernandez. I don't watch whatever show she was on. I'm not here to criticize those of you who do watch it. I'm not one of these smart niggas that go around saying you're dumb for watching this. Look, everybody got their bullshit that they watch. I love Housewives of Atlanta myself. I got to catch up. I've only seen the first episode this season so far. So I got like 4 episodes I'm behind on Housewives of Atlanta. Look, if you kind of person and you got a bullshit ass show that you watch, it's okay with me. I'm not the nigga to judge. But I'm saying that to say this particular show ain't my shit. I only got room for 1 or 2 bullshit ass shows. And Housewives of Atlanta is my bullshit ass show. Outside of that, I don't really have too much TV that I watch. But if you watch this show, I'm not tripping on you. You know what I mean? Don't be ashamed. I just didn't know who she was. I'm not saying that to sound like I'm better than the next person. I'm just saying that because, no, I truly did not know who the fuck she was until I saw this tweet. So this tweet, what she's about to say right here is what got her on my radar and got me focused on what we're about to talk about today. So I'm going to hit play, and then we're going to build from here. If my internet, too much for this shit. Here we go. Can y'all hear? No, y'all can't hear. Y'all can't hear. This is telling me I need to update to get the system audio. Let's see if I do it this way. Let's see if this works. No, that ain't work. Fuck. I gotta update my system. Shit. And if I update them here, let me see. If I click update, it says it's going to end my broadcast. You motherfucker. God damn it, Dewan. Okay, how do I reset? Let me improvise. Let me see if I can do it this way. Let me try this. Let me try this.
That's where my mother.
Can y'all hear that?
Parents, one is white with green eyes. The dad and the lady, the mom.
Notice
her mom is
from
black.
Spain.
Her mom was from Africa. She was black.
Question chat room. Is that sound doubling? When y'all hear, is it doubling or can y'all hear straight? Can y'all hear straight or is it doubling when I hit play? See, this is why you gotta be. Look, I'm an improving ass nigga. That's why I'm the kind of nigga that I don't get stuck to nothing. I can improv through some shit real fast. It's not doubling, Quan? Okay, cool. Oh shit, with my new integration, I can see who my moderators are over here on my eCam. Okay, it's good. It's double, but okay, so can y'all bear with it? If it doubles, bear with the doubling. And but I'm gonna play what got us here. At least we can hear something. If it's doubling, my bad. Half of y'all saying it's doubling, half of y'all saying it's good. Either way it go, let's play.
woman.
Wow.
And it's difficult for me to sit down and talk to my friends and talk to African American ladies that were born in America with African ancestry, because I always throw out the thing where I'm black. Mm-hmm. And they look at me like, but you're not black, you're Puerto Rican. Mm-hmm. And I tell them, I'm like, I have to constantly remind people that no matter where you're born, when you walk in the room, they're going to always remind you your color.
Mm. Deep. I love it.
And
see, this is what got me her on my radar, because I'm like, okay, she does she not understand the difference between socialization and construct? For those of you who aren't familiar with the difference, let's break this down. Socially, because of the color of our skin, yes, we're all going to be considered black. As far as classification-wise, what's on the official paperwork, that's where the white supremacist gets to playing games. And a lot of these people get to playing games. Most Latinos identify themselves as white. And what you'll hear a lot of Latinos saying, I was forced to be white. I just re-registered. I don't know how it is in other states, but in California, your race is on your driver's license. And I just got my driver's license renewed a couple weeks ago, and I had to pick what my race was. There was no gun to my head saying you got to pick black. I could have chosen whatever I wanted to choose. When I go fill out paperwork for jobs, I got a choice. I go back to when I used to work at the bank. My first 9 years on this earth, not on this earth, my first 9 years working in life, from the age of 18 to 27, I worked in banking. Washington Mutual Bank, Inglewood, California, Manchester and Locust, downtown Inglewood, when Inglewood was black pre-gentrification. And I remember the Washington Mutual Bank, they didn't really pass out loans to black people. I was over the business banking. This is when racism truly came true for me in my experience in life. All those black businesses in Inglewood, downtown Inglewood, Miss Ruby's Bakery, all these different places right there that are black owned, the music store across the street. I don't remember ever getting any loans approved. Now, I'm not saying these particular places I named, I'm not saying these are the businesses that applied for loans, because Miss Ruby, they did not apply. I think they weren't even customers of ours. But there were other places in the area of downtown Inglewood that applied. In 2 years, I never gave out one loan to a black business. But there were Latin-owned businesses and white-owned businesses that we were giving out loans to every day. And there was a particular restaurant, a Caribbean restaurant that was in downtown Inglewood. And I remember when he came, he was definitely not white. He was Latin American. But on that loan application, he was white. All my years working in mortgage banking, people don't realize, I've been having a lot of people, and I know it's going to be some dickheads in the comments after the show. You don't understand where this is. Look, motherfucker, I worked in lending for years. When I did loans, after I left the bank, I worked in lending for another 5 years. I literally, when September came and it was time to pay for my semester, I wrote a check and then put it on credit or get a loan. Cal State Northridge. You dig what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is I worked in banking for a long time. And all those years working, don't ask. Hold on. Come on now. Why is it doubling? There we go. All my years working in banking, All my years working in banking, all I saw was Latino people. See it right here. People that think I be bullshitting. Cal State Northridge. I had to put it on one of my websites because it's a lot of frauds out here, you know? So I should put my degree up on my website for those who be thinking I'm bullshitting. I got to see what it really is, you know what I mean? And I got to see, okay, they claim back. It's always black when it comes to the newest rap concert. It's always black when it comes to whatever's going on culturally with us. But when it comes down to how they operate, they Latino. And I got to see that up close. And it's a 3-card Monte that gets played. Hundreds and hundreds of Latino applications. Hispanic, white. Non-Hispanic, white. They'll click on, because white, Hispanic, or Latino, that's not a racial classification. But when they have the option on these loan applications, 9 years working in lending, 9 years. It's almost a decade I was giving out loans. 9 years. So what initially attracted me to Miss Hernandez was, or her story was, when I heard her talking like this. That stood out to me. That stood out to me. So here we are. And I see her talking the way she's talking right now. I see this here. This image that's on the screen here. Way different, ain't it? And this is why I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing it up for a few reasons. But one of the reasons I'm bringing it up is other groups play this 3-card Monte with race that they're allowed to play. The white supremacists know what's going on. And we as black people, our humanity is used against us. We truly do embrace everyone else. We really do. I remember my natural inclination is, if you're down with me, I'm down with you. That's my natural inclination. So when you see our politicians out there, there's always black and brown, black and brown. Every time it comes time to get some resources for us, is black and brown, black and brown, brown, black and brown. It's never just black. When the stem is brown, which is a lighter shade, a darker shade of white in their opinion. And this hurts us politically. This isn't a discussion on how people feel. It's not a discussion on that. It's not about your friends. I still have Latino friends, and I'm going to keep having Latino friends. Out to a Latino tenant, honestly, it's a good dude. I don't have an issue with Latinos. But are y'all there? My computer over here tripping. My computer tripping. Y'all good? Y'all there? Hit the number one if y'all still there. Say y'all still here, so let's keep going. It hurts us politically because we dilute our political power. Politics is a selfish game. And if every time they, all right, cool, we still here? Cool. Somebody said ads in the middle of a stream. I don't know where they put it. I don't know where they put on ads. I personally got the YouTube where I pay for my shit. I know I don't want to give YouTube extra money, but I hate commercials. I get it in my little bullshit ass $12 a month. So if you get an ad, my bad. I don't know. That's YouTube's choice. But if I get an ad, click on it. Shit, this is free TV. God damn it, what you granted for? YouTube want to put up an ad? Shit, that help me out. Support, be supportive. I ain't saying I'm over here demanding cash apps and super chats. Although I would like them, they're good. Shit, so if you got to sit through an ad, then sit through an ad. Chill. All right. So yeah, I don't know. That's something new. YouTube got all kind of new shit. My interface with y'all look new. Everything's new over here on YouTube. So I don't know how YouTube do what they do. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. This dilutes our political power. And let's go a little further. Let's go a little deeper with it, all right? When it comes down to black, what does black mean in the eyes of a lot of these people? Black often means a chance. Black means in the eyes of a lot of these people, it's time to party. Black and to a lot of these people means let's meet. Black usually means let's meet somewhere at the lowest common denominator. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Because with black, whenever it's time for people to be black, they always say, we grew up in the hood. Or they say things like, when the police sees us, press number 1 if you heard this one. We're all black when the police sees us. See, when someone says things like that, you got to take a step back and ask yourself, what are they really saying? What are people really saying when they equate blackness with the worst day of your life? I appreciate the super sticker, Major Fry. Major Fry. Yes, sir. Yeah, so yeah. So what they do is, they have these characters, imagery. The imagery they that's what they do. So what they do is, they get these people come around, and when it comes to this whole racial thing, transition into this whole what it is, they see black people as the worst day of their life or party time. The music, the way of dress, the dance, the style, that's black. And when the police see us, we all black. Insulting that is as a black person. See, I can't play racial 3-card Monty. I can't highlight white. I don't have that option. I'm black all the time. But being black isn't meeting me at the bottom. Everybody gets arrested. Hell, everybody outside of WASPs have lived in ghettos in America. Hell, ghettos weren't created for black people. America created ghettos in the late 1800s and into the 1900s, or what they called Hoover towns later on in the 40s and the 30s. They called them Hoover towns, ghettos. Those are inventions of Europe. Ghettos started in Germany. Ghettos started in Italy. Those were white people mistreating and abusing other white people. That European style of planning out a city came to America 100 years ago from Europe. And it was used to segregate whites. They threw the people who weren't quite classified as white yet. Italians, Jews, Greeks, ethnics is what they were called. They put those ethnics in ghettos. So throughout American history, the new immigrant class has always had to go through the ghetto process. Ghettos weren't built for us as black people. At the time they was putting those folks in ghettos, black people were inventing indoor plumbing. See, if you're going to meet me at blackness, you got to meet me at the top. I meet blackness at the top, not at the bottom. We invented the gas mask. We invented the doorknob, the iron, the refrigerator, the freezer. No. We didn't just slave and build this country. Hell, Benjamin Banneker perfected the clock, nigga. Benjamin Banneker gave us the Farmer's Almanac. If you gonna call me black, you gotta meet me at the top. You're right. Air conditioning. The car. The home security system. Motion detection. The mathematics to shoot that, to get America to space for the first time. The mathematics. If you're gonna be black, you gotta meet me at the top. Shit, we invented ice cream, nigga. Fuck you out of here. Flan ain't got shit on ice cream. Flan, where the fuck y'all call that? We invented ice cream, nigga. Shit. Potato chips. You got, hell, we invented the economy for Asians to live on. Yeah, we don't mind eating Chinese food. Yeah. But when I go through the hood, it's way more Asians that own Louisiana fried chickens and nigga style food. Matter of fact, the Koreans learned how to fry chicken from black Americans. So did the Vietnamese. So that fried chicken that them Koreans give you in the Korean food and Asian food is something that your grandmama taught them, nigga. Meet me at the top. And yes, I say nigga, because that's our word too. Don't be that person coming around me talking about something, we need to stop saying the word nigga. No, motherfucker. I own the power of fiat. So do you. And if you don't choose to exercise yours, so be it. But I choose to exercise mine. Words are symbols, not signs. What's the difference between a sign and a symbol? A sign is a one-to-one connection. A sun is a sign. You know the sun, one-to-one. The sun, sign, sun, sign. You can't replace the sun. The sign, the sun. Then there's symbols. Symbols are subjective. We own the power to define what it is. And I like the word nigga. It's a good rhythm to it. Black people, we're a rhythmic people. Black Americans, we invented the drum set. We're a rhythmic people, and the word nigga got rhythm to it, so I like using it. And I define what it is, nigga. If you choose to subjugate yourself to the white person's redefining of the word, I'm not going to argue with you. That is your choice. But understand it's a choice. No matter how you feel about it. Language is symbols. And you have the power to assign whatever symbol you want to that word, positive or negative. So if you say I say nigga too much, you know what my response is going to be? Nigga, please. Like showing up from The Last Dragon. Y'all remember from The Last Dragon? Catches bullets with his teeth? Catches bullets with his teeth? Nigga, please. I'm going to show enough your ass. Yeah, I don't say nigga with white people. I don't say nigga with others. Other people, I don't use the word nigga with other people. They don't have that power. I don't give them the power to feel free, to even feel comfortable around that word. But amongst black people, nigga. Back to what we talking about, jive suckers. So this whole story intrigues me because I heard Josaline Hernandez talking like that. And then this scene, I played this on yesterday's show. This scene came, I want to play it again.
Person like myself, a lot of people do that to me. They're like,
so that whole exchange was basically her arguing about Amber Rose being white. And so it became this big old thing. And again, this was June 8th. I saw this. So mind you, again, I'm new. I really don't give a fuck about no Amber Rose. Matter of fact, I was wondering, why the fuck is there a celebrity College Hill? All these niggas is in their 40s and their 50s. Why the fuck is there a College Hill with 40 and 50-year-old entertainers and former strippers and video vixens and superstar little brothers? I'm just playing. Ray J. Salute to Ray J. Ray J's found a way to be around TV now for well over 20 years, man. We got to stop talking shit about Ray J. Ray J. Salute to Ray J. So this ain't nothing about Ray J or even the people on the show. I'm more so thinking about, is this on BET or something? Who the fuck decided to have a bunch of 50-year-olds in a college setting? You know what I mean? Hey, we got a Ray J fan up in here. What? This nigga said, don't you ever disrespect Ray J. This nigga over here, like, this nigga got sassy with it too. This nigga typed that shit and snapped his fingers 3 times. Now, don't you? I bet you snapped your neck when you said that too. This nigga said, don't you ever disrespect Ray J. Then he puckered his lips and snapped his fingers. All right, brother. I didn't know Ray J had male fans like that, brother. My bad. All right, brother. Oh shit. Anyway. So why do they even have a College Hill with all these old ass people on here? I don't know. College was fun. I don't ever want to go back. So Josaline gets into a big hoopla, whoopty wamp, boomty bamp with Amber Rose over race. And so people were all on her side. And like, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. And I was agreeing with her, you know what I mean? But I said it yesterday on the show, I was agreeing with her point of view and her perspective. I said it on the show yesterday when I did yesterday's live. I said, now I'm pretty sure she classifies herself as white. Let me go to my notifications. Now, there we go. It was freezing. I'm sorry, y'all. I updated half my plugins, but not all of them. It's been a big old war on my Twitter timeline since I posted this shit yesterday. And there's a lot of people who have something to say about my tweet. And it's a whole lot of arrests aren't self-classification. And this motherfucker got a Ukraine profile. I'll show you I'll show you what's wrong with this dude. And look, he's still a lawyer. This dickhead knows a fucking difference and knows this shit. But that's how these motherfuckers don't play that shit. Look at this. Yeah, people, look at all these excuses people are making. He's probably, you see all these excuses people are making? And when I saw this, when I saw all these excuses people was making, I was thinking like, God damn, either people don't know or people are confused. I don't know. But it's so many. I know that I expect the white folks and the Latinos and a lot of white supremacists leaning Latinos. I expect them to be, deceptive. But I'm looking at all the black people who are confused. And what's going on with LeVar Ball? What's going on real quick? Salute to LeVar Ball. I just thought, my bad. I'm over here getting distracted. Anyway, so it's a lot of confusion going on around this. And what I'm seeing is a whole lot of niggas, especially a lot of the black dudes. Because Josaline's somebody that you obviously want to fuck. And I get it. If that's your speed. The fake booms and the bamps. If the fake booms and the bamps is your speed, I get it. I get it, fellas. But brothers, I'm tired of black men being the first ones to run out and fall on the sword for these other groups. Niggas be so fast to want to jump on. They see a chick that got something that they want to fuck on. And all of a sudden, you niggas turn into simps of the goddamn year. Turn my preaching music back on. Niggas turn into goddamn simps of the year. Making up all kind of excuses. Not understanding that what's allowed. Let's go into solutions. Let's go into consequences and solutions. Why am I talking about this? What's the consequences to what's been going on in this behavior? The consequence is there have been groups of people who've come here since the civil rights movement of the late 60s that have been allowed to be categorized as us while classified as them. Let me say that again. They've been allowed to be categorized with us, classified with them. The official classification be white, but when it comes to categories and things like, when it comes to things like resources, they get categorized by us, which then allows them to take our resources and this isn't something I'm saying that, I'm not saying go around and hate all Latinos or other people. And it's a game that's rigged by the people that put us in our situation that we in right now. It's a game that's rigged. And when we play along with the black and brown narrative, when you got the men going around talking about man, it's all right. Man, they go to jail just like we go to jail. When you got the women going around saying, hey, black men still get to be misogynistic and you still get male privilege and we're just women. No. Pay attention, black women. First, a lot of the white women took y'all jobs. And now over the last 20 years, the people that you saying are on your same team, they taking your shit. I don't know how it is in y'all city, but in LA, the DMV, 20 years, when I first got my first driver's license 20 years ago, it was all black. The county workers, the people at the front desk, they're black. You go in there now, you might get peppered with black people every now and again. But the most of the people who working up in there now is named Rosales. And you better roll that R, nigga, or they gonna fire your ass. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And you play along with it through this bullshit. You play along with the game. And playing along with the game is kicking your ass out the game. Do you think white people allow them to be classified as white for no reason? Do you think that's just happenstance? You know what I mean? Played on us. It's a game that everybody's playing that we are unaware is being played. They are all playing the game. Or as a team. We going around talking about some, that's not what's really going on. That's not what's really going on. Being stupid. Women trying to be on some woman empowerment. We're all women. And niggas trying to get some pussy. It always comes back to that. It always comes back to that. Niggas trying to get some pussy. And then niggas trying to get some pussy. And women hiding their daddy issues in some, we're all feminists and we're all women of color together. Playing off people's personal pains and traumas. Because a lot of you men, a lot of men's personal, like when it comes to this incessant need of constant validation from women. Let's tell the truth. A lot of that's born out of a particular level of attention and substance you didn't get from your mother. So through playing out this trauma that was imposed on you through women playing the trauma of being betrayed by the men in their lives out, it gets played out politically in us looking for friends and allies that don't exist. That don't exist. So what I'm saying is this. They play these games with us, man. Black. but when it come down to it, I'm white. And when the only times they black is when they're participating in our culture. We got this dope ass culture that we created. They'll tell us we ain't got no culture. But the only time they black is when they want to swim in our culture. Dress like us, walk like us, talk like us, play our music. Now it's time to be black. Time to be ratchet, time to be black. Time to have a good time, start a fight. That means it's time to be black. When she had that fight at the Mayweather, when she had that fight behind stage, I saw somebody that retweeted it and sent the tweet to me and was like, black women need to do better. No, these aren't black women. They're only black when it's time to fuck with our culture. Like I said before, you can't be black and not pronounce your T's like this. If you pronounce your T like that, that means you Latino. Latino. If your T is a TH and Latino. If we go around, we talking, and we say the name Rosales, you a black person. You a black person. If somebody named Miguel Rosales come up, you be like, yeah, that's my homie Miguel Rosales. Okay, that's a nigga right there. But if you're like, this is my friend Miguel Rosales, then nah, you Latino. If you see the homie and his name is Juan, oh yeah, you probably black if his name is Juan. But if you go Juan, niggas don't pronounce no J with a H, nigga. We don't say no Juan. We say Juan, nigga, with a W. J-U-A-N. It's pronounced W-A-N in nigga. Juan. What up, Juan? If you go Juan, you Latino. And that's cool. And that's cool. That is hella cool. I appreciate differences. AC Diggs, you're asking too many questions. You asking too many questions. Why did Josaline chase that woman down and beat her up? The one that she had her titties out, I heard that chick had created a diss record about Josaline. They had, I guess, some kind of negative interaction on their show. And the other girl created a diss record. And this is something I heard I was watching Star Report last night. I just recently got into the Star Report. The Star funny as fuck. What took me so long? I just recently got into watching the Star Report consistently, probably like in the last month. So I listening to the Star Report. Because I don't really get too much into everyday topics. I don't, but I do like to dibble and dabble. And why am I bringing up the whole Latino part and the whole Juan part? Why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing that up because everybody got their own culture that they should be proud of. And black has to stop being the party house. We invented the super soaker. We aren't just a party house. We're the inventors of everything that makes that party house pop. From the light bulbs that are being used, that's us. To the programming, to the original video game system, that's us. To the air conditioning, that's us. To the elevators it takes to get up and down, to the top, to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, that's us. To the music that's going to be played. Nobody's coming to the fun house listening to Dunch, 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 dunch. A nosotros himos a la cuatro o nosotros. Ain't nobody coming to the fun house to listen to that shit. They coming to hear something. They coming to hear that shit that we create. So yes, this is a fun house, but it's a fun house that's applied from the top to the bottom, bottom to the top of shit that we invented that did not exist before we created it. And I'm tired of people saying black music has an African origin. Stop the cap. This is the reason why I no longer respect the whole African origin thing from people. I only respect that when you do it with everyone else. If when the Koreans create something, you call that African, okay, cool. If when the Indian people from India have something, you trace it back to Africa, cool. If Russians and Ukrainians and Argentinians and Australians and Jamaicans and Caribbeans and Mexicans, if whenever we're talking about their culture, you bring up Africa, cool. But if the only time you bring up Africa is when it comes to my culture, I got a problem with that. Being disingenuous. Matter of fact, you're being a tad bit disrespectful of my culture. Because cultures are reflections of environments, right? Culture is created within environments. Even and if you say it's African, which African part? Are you talking about African people of the plains, the Africans in jungles, the Africans along the coastline, the Africans of the mountains, the Africans of the rivers, the Africans of the lakes? Because your topography defines your culture and your religion and your religious ceremonies and your music. People from the Caribbean, their music has a lot of color to it. That's because in Caribbean tropical environments, those people can hear in colors. They hear green, they hear yellow, they hear red. So which culture are you talking about in Africa? As a matter of fact, it's disrespectful to Africa to just say, hey, there's an African culture. Do you know Africa has some of the most DNA diversity on the planet? Africa, there are over 200 languages just within the country of Nigeria. And Nigeria is a small section of Africa. And when people migrate and move, cultures change. Black people for a while lived in the South, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana. But when they moved to LA, the culture shifted because the culture had to adapt to the brutality and the style of white supremacy that the LAPD have for people of LA. And the music changed because the sound is more open over here. The freeway was invented in LA. Well, invented in Germany. That's a Nazi Germany invention, but it was born in LA. Car culture in LA. So the music is going to have a different culture than the culture of New York that's full of trains and tall buildings and cement. So the culture of LA is different than the culture of New York because of the topography, the weather. So when we're talking about Black American, you're talking about the overall culture that we created here, whether the people were indigenous here or they were imported from Africa. Fact is, your ass don't know which is which. So to just blanket put it back on Africa, especially without being able to pinpoint the thing, time, place, and location of in Africa that thing we're talking about belongs to, you're being disingenuous. Let's put that shit in check. This is Black American culture. This is our music. You cannot show me a drum set that existed in Africa before we invented it in 1896. If you show me a foot pedal for a drum set and a hi-hat and a snare in Africa before 1896, we can end the discussion. But you won't, because it didn't exist. Hand drums is how they get down in Africa. Totally different rhythm, totally different sound, totally different, totally different, totally different. Totally different. Stop it. And show some damn appreciation for our immediate ancestors. And that's no disrespect to our ancient ancestors. But my grandmama held me when I was a crying baby. Anybody reasonable won't take that as disrespect to my grandmother 2,000 generations back, 20 generations back. I wouldn't be here without my grandmama 20 generations back. But my grandmama, who lived on earth the same time as me, she held me. I got a special connection with her. So I got to honor her first. So I honor the culture and rich tradition that my grandmama left me and my granddaddy. Them first. They took care of me. They dealt with this oppression here in North America. I had a conversation with my grandma. Dang, 2 weeks from now, it'll be a year since my grandfather died at 98 years old. And when I remember one of the last conversations I had with him, he was talking about, I didn't even know he knew Count Basie. And I love me some Count Basie. And how Count Basie used to practice in his living room with the band, because Count Basie couldn't go to Beverly Hills to rehearse. So Count Basie and his band would practice in my grandfather's uncle's living room in the 1930s. We were all we had. My granddaddy had to live through that. And through that, Count Basie created a music culture that got passed down to Quincy Jones, who passed that feeling and sound down to Michael Jackson. I honor that. Africa didn't help us with that. And again, there's no disrespect to Africa, but it's showing complete respect to my ancestors. Africa didn't help us with that. That music came out of out of Count Basie, New Jersey, and having to move to Kansas City and honing his sound in Kansas City, getting put on the radio in the 1930s, and taking trains throughout America. That's where that sound come from. Count Basie learned from Fats Waller. Fats Waller learned from Louis Armstrong. Louis Armstrong learned from Buddy Bolden. Come on, Black McBain, you a fool for that. This nigga said I could show you a dozen African 50 Tysons and Ice JJ Fishes. Come on, dog. Chill. 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 So, yeah, I was looking through my ancestry. I have ancestors who were sons of the American Revolution. I saw that shit on Ancestry like a couple weeks ago. Paperwork. My great grands filled out to be part of the Sons of the American Revolution. Because I have ancestors that fought in the American Revolution, 1770s. Ancestors that fought in the Spanish-American War. Ancestors that fought in the War of 1812, the Civil War. World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea. Or those of us who are old enough to have a grandparent or uncle that fought in Korea, if you black, press number 1. If you have somebody when they fought, they said, yeah, we fought in Korea. Every old black man that fought in Korea, they all say Korea. Old black men never said Korea. They be like, yeah, back over in 59 when I was fighting in Korea. I remember my great Uncle Son, born in 1915. He used to always tell stories about fighting over in Korea. Rest in peace, Uncle Son. Uncle Son would be 108 years old. Damn. So, no, we got our own thing here. And when we talking about our thing that we have going here, it's disrespectful for you to come in and talking about Africa. Because we're not even trying to disrespect Africa. No disrespect to Africa. We got love for Africa. We ain't trying to shit on Africa. We ain't trying to shit on the diaspora, the diaspora either. The Caribbean, everybody cool with me. I'm good with everybody. Like, I ain't tripping. But when I'm talking about family time, I'm talking about family time. And it's time that people have some respect for that. People have gotten too comfortable to when we're talking about family time, in our experience here in North America, people have gotten too comfortable othering it. And saying, well, that comes from a place that never came to save us during our worst time. My ancestors had to save themselves from slavery. There were no warships from the diaspora that came to help. Nobody fought alongside of the Union from the diaspora, but a few 100,000 black people, Americans, did. No other country sent black delegations to Kennedy's office, to Woodrow Wilson. When Woodrow Wilson said black people could no longer work in government in 1916, there were no delegations from any country in Africa or the diaspora speaking diplomatically on our behalf. Where were the diaspora diplomats? Where are they now? Where are the diplomats from the diaspora? Diplomats from the diaspora now talking about how black people were targeted and during this last scamdemic that we had. I'm not even talking about warships. I get it. They don't have the guns to outgun these white folks. I get that. But where are your diplomats? You got all the resources in the world that they want. Where are you guys saying, hey, you can no longer access our cobalt mines, America, till you fix that issue with the black Americans? Where is that? Where is that happening? Let's talk Turkey, nigga. Before we get into all this feelings talk. Yes. So that's where we at. That is where we are at. You dig? So when I'm talking about our black American family here, you got to meet me at the top. No more of that meeting me when it's time to party. No more of that we're all from the ghetto. No more of that we all get arrested by the police. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody catches the flu. White people get arrested by the police. That don't make us the same. White Americans have had to live in ghettos. White people live in trailer parks to this day. Hell, me and my wife took a drive up to Lake Tahoe last week. I done seen plenty of white ghettos in rural America driving down a highway. Fuck out of here. You don't get to meet me in my worst moment and say we're the same because of my worst moment. We're the same when you can show me paperwork saying that your great-grandparents put in on this thing we call America. Meet me up there. And if you can't meet me up there, that's fine too. I don't have any disrespect for people who can't. I'm going to respect your culture and your history. I'm not going to play the dozens. I'm not going to play the comparison game. I've done this versus... I'm only going to play the comparison game if you start it. If you start it, I'm going to finish it. But don't start none, won't be none. And that's another Black American. That's straight up Black American culture right there. Talk about Black American culture. One of the great things in Black American culture, one of the great sayings is, don't start none, won't be none. Don't start none, won't be none. And as long as you don't start none, I'm good. I appreciate everybody's culture. But please understand, only 3% of the slave trade came to the United States of America. We must always, 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 always remember that and reiterate that. Always remember that. Remember that. The most aggressive estimates say 600,000. I was talking college closer to 300,000. This is on bullshit ass Wikipedia. Let's see. That's not. Oh, this is just a cell. Let me see. Here it is. How many of these 10 million Africans were shipped directly to North America? Only about 388,000. Tiny percentage. So that is the PBS.org estimate. The Wikipedia estimate is 600,000. So yes, people did come from Africa. But there was a culture that was already here that got rudely disrupted when these Europeans came over here, who ain't even indigenous to Europe. I've interviewed the foremost researcher on this, Dr. Clyde Winters. Matter of fact, it's about time for me to call Dr. Winters up and interview him again. About time to call him up and interview him again. But this racial hopscotch, this is a game these people play. Like that song by the Spinners. Games people play. Night, day, they're just not imagining what they should do. Keeps me feeling blue. Doom, 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 and doom. Been down too long. Right, wrong, I just can't stop it. Spending all day thinking just of you. I love that song by the Spinners. The song always makes me happy. The Spinners always make me happy. Whenever you call me, I'll be motherfucking there. Yeah, that's my shit. But these people play games and understand the white supremacists is who designs this. They set it up to be this way. They put these people, I'm not saying Latinos have an easy decision to make. It's human to want to choose the winning team, isn't it? I'm not mad at them for choosing white. It's natural to want to choose a winning team. I have no issue with that. None at all. I'm just doing this broadcast for us to say, black people, just know who you're dealing with. Just know who you're dealing with. Know what angles they're seeing things from. And act accordingly. Take care of self first. Take care of home first. Stop taking care of everybody else. They're big boys and big girls. They can take care of themselves. I promise you. They got melanin in them. They can take care of themselves. I promise you they can. But we got to take care of home first. Capiche? For those of you who have enrolled in my cardology class, I only have 2 more slots left. Email me if you want to learn how to read playing cards. I started to read her cards today, but I have an actual card reading to get ready for. But if you haven't gotten the email link to the class and everything from me, email me, info@dewanb.com. There are 2 more slots left for Sunday's class, learning how to read your own playing card. Learning how to read your own playing card. So if you want to know how to read your card, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to give you some books, some resources, and some further up information. So you can help learn how to read yourself. All right. I'll see you in class Sunday Star and everybody else that's enrolled. All right. I want y'all to remember this. Get your merch at dewanb.com. And remember that there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. For those willing to pick up the game. My name is Dewan. I'm out.